Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, we have been seeing some very interesting stuff lately, but to think that Assassin's Pride still hasn't really given me any real indicator of what it's actually going to be, um, I'm kind of I'm kind of baffled, right? Like I'm still interested in just how or what is supposed to come in general. So we have a character who not only wants this girl to shine and become, this paladin, this really revered and talked about thing, but after finding out what's, kind of possible in the grand scheme of becoming this paladin, it's very, very clear that once you even put yourself out there for that, you're going to be uh, you're going to be a target. Like people are going to come for your neck, and that was the part of the show that I understood in the grand scheme of the royal, like just higher up people going out of their way to try to do stuff against you, right? Oh my God. And because of that, it left this weird, like a weird thought process in my mind of where does all of this going to, where is it going to start to stem from, right? Like where does it all go? Where does it all kind of start to end? And once I saw that a lot of it was just going to be some characters doing things for themselves while others do things for everybody else, um, it was clear to me that there's a lot of background stuff in this show that wasn't being really touched upon, and it still isn't. And I think that's why it's good to me in Assassin's Pride. Just only simply because of the way that they treat every situation like it's their last. I like that. Not only do they treat it like it's their last, they actually treat it like something bad will happen if certain people don't, grow, if certain paladins don't step up, if everything seems realistic in the case of the world building aspect of how people are treating these higher up kids that are supposed to have the powers that they're looking forward to. So that's some of the things that we have to kind of understand. But not only that, it looks like everything we've learned so far um, is not going to change much of what we kind of can see happening in the background. So the things in the background are like the monsters, the elopers, or whatever they want to call them, being so much more different in the case of using abilities that our paladins and samurais don't use. So that's where you kind of differ and draw the lines. These guys who do everything in their power to become paladin, they're better themselves in their classes, and then you have the other side of the coin where we have this vampire, we have this chimera, we have all these different types of humanoid slash monsters that are also gaining, the ability to even be able to take out ghosts. That was one of the things that really stood out to me is there's even, necromancers and people that can bring back the dead. There's people that are trying to pretty much bring back the dead and stuff like that. So it's my thought process of there's going to be a lot of people who either hate or love the show, but at the same time, there's only so much of uh, there's only so much different stuff that they've introduced to us as a whole that even feels relatively different. You know, um, they haven't really told us what's going to come of Angel if her class is truly, truly known to the world that she is a samurai. Um, we don't know really what's going to pop off in the grand scheme of um, what's his face, our main guy, and what he's truly wants to do to Angel. He's like, is there people trying to take her life because that's my job? Like I'm the only one who's going to kill that girl, and that's kind of the messed up part of everything is you have to understand not only is she being threatened by multiple forces and multiple different people for different reasons, seemingly, she's also being targeted by someone that was sent to her house accordingly to take her out, and then to come to find out that he didn't want to take her out, and because he didn't want to take her out, it led to just knowing, oh, well, since I don't want to take her out, I'm gonna let her grow and see if she has the potential of being someone threatening and strong and this and that. But why? Like, why do this? You know what I mean? So those are the types of things in this show where you're kind of like, oh, you just wanted this girl to be an absolute force, threat, and absolutely destroy everybody for whatever reason, shape, or form. So I honestly don't know what to expect with Assassin's Pride. I was trying to think of something else that stood out to me. The two girls that kind of showed up and knew, one of them knowing so much about the library and different information about, all the research that she would have to have done to retain all that information that she has. Or she just got someone on the inside who is just feeding the knowledge to her instantly without having to, look it up in books or anything like that. So still don't know what's really going on with that side of things and why they're so interested in the angel. And not only that, with our angel jumping on her and trying to get her book back, she winds up activating some Once Upon a Time spell, which almost looks like it could be a teleportation of some sort. And she might be completely out of this labyrinth, somewhere new with her, because we already seen that this girl didn't even really fear that much of her instructor, who's much stronger than mostly everybody in the show. So if she's not afraid of him, and she could probably clearly tell he was ready to fight and had killer intent, um, it just goes to show how probably non-terrified she is in this situation, going against people who probably don't really intimidate her as much. So overall, I'm definitely looking forward to what you guys are feeling on this show. It's been an interesting ride, but knowing that it could come to an end, like right here, right now, I thought that was relatively interesting over everything, right? Like, out of everything that's popping off, who would have thought that one of the things to happen would have been uh, anybody and everybody kind of losing, or everybody kind of ending up fighting for the same kind of goal, and the goal being the angel who they clearly want to like take out for whatever reason. So I don't know what to expect. I definitely look forward to seeing what you guys are actually saying or enjoying of the Assassin's Pride, because at this point I feel like either you love it or you hate it, and you dropped it or you didn't. Like that's kind of the whole end all be all of that. I feel that's just my opinion. I don't know if people are right in the middle and they're just like, it's okay, but I'll still, like either you drop it or you don't. In my opinion, that's about it. But regardless, let me know. Everything that's kind of building up in the background. It looks like the main villain still is our main guy, who might end up attacking her at whatever point he feels she isn't worthy or something along those lines. So yeah, there's that. But overall, I want to still know what you guys are feeling. Thank you so much for the support. The channel has just been going nuts lately. Every time I wake up the next day, there's something new going on my channel, and I do appreciate it, but it almost gives me a heart attack. So let's just chill out, okay? But overall, I really do have some changes coming, or at least my body physically will be changing a lot of how things happen because I'll be so tired and I don't know if I'll have the energy. But regardless, that don't matter until it comes down to that point, and we'll see what happens. So, all that being said, thanks you for being patient with me and putting up with all my junk. But it's time to get you guys these videos. So, with all that being said, I will talk to you in the next one, and peace.